Oh, hey there. So we're on day 7 of this house. Now this is 7 working days since we poured concrete, okay? Just to be clear, we had 2 days where it rained and there was a Sunday. Also, one of our working days, there was an eclipse, and all the other working days, there have been minor crises with the crew and things, but not horrible, okay? Let me just go ahead and tell you what we've got done. Framing, the breaker box is in, the meter base is in, the service disconnect is in, all the electrical is where it needs to be. We just need to run wires to it. Our electrician does. All the plumbing is done, siding is done, halfway around the back, all the way over to here. The roof is on, soffit and fascia is done. Garage doors in, all the windows are in, all the doors in, and it's house wrapped. So that's not horrible. Now, I want to tell you about skydiving. Some of you have been, some of you have not been. But there's an important lesson in skydiving. Okay, the first time I went, we got to 5,000 feet, and there's some people jump static, which means the plane pulls your chute, and some people jump out and they free fall for 30 seconds and then you pull your chute, okay? Or you can go tandem and somebody's strapped to your back and then one of you pulls the chute. Now, when we got to 5,000 feet, they open up the door. The pilots that were in the drop zone, they open up the door. They're looking straight down a mile, right? Almost a mile. And this girl gets out, and there's a little thing to stand on, and like a cross member on the wing, and she grabs onto that, and then she starts flapping like this, and then disappears. Full disclosure, she didn't actually disappear, she fell. She went straight to the ground, except for the plane pulled her parachute. Now, what's important about this? I got up to 14,500 feet, and I jumped out, and I was like, ah. But instinctually, when you jump out of an airplane, especially the first time, you want to get back up in there. Like, you feel like I'm falling and I need to, like, your instinct is, I need to get back in this plane, right? You have to let go. You have to realize, like, that part of your life is over. That part of your life is no longer, if you keep trying to get back in that plane, first of all, you're not going to succeed. And secondly, you're going to fail on your way down and you might die. All bad things. However, if you forget about the plane and go, I can't get back up in there, and you just hold yourself right, and there's the guy strapped to me. So, like, if I panic, which I didn't, then he grabs my hands and like puts me in the right place. I'm like, oh, I'm falling right. My center of gravity's in the right place. I'm not twisting or turning or, you know, whatever. And then at the right thing, we got our altimeter, and we pull the chute, and then we land correctly. And it feels like we jumped off a chair. Like, you jump up almost 3 miles, and it feels like you jumped off a chair if you land it right. Okay, now, what's the lesson spiritually in this? Here's what it is. If that girl held onto the plane and then didn't let go, if she was like, I want to hold on to this plane, but I do want to jump, but I want to hold on to this plane, but I do want to jump, and then went back and forth for indefinitely, it would tear her apart. If I kept trying to get back in the plane, it would be impossible, and it would tear me apart, and I would die on the way down. And what I'm saying is this. Some of you, a lot of you, have made a decision to follow Jesus, and yet you're still holding on to the plane. That part of your life is over. Okay, you're still holding on to the world. Don't do it. This is gonna tear you apart. You're like, I don't know why I'm so miserable. I'm trying to do the right thing. You're like, you're kind of trying. You have to fully commit to doing the right thing. You have to fully commit to go, I'm following Jesus, though none may join me. I'm following Jesus no matter what happens. I'm following Jesus. That's what I'm doing. That's who I am. That's where I'm going. All my faith is in that. Anything less than that, you're gonna get torn apart. You're gonna be like, I've kind of tried this, but I'm kind of trying that. You're holding on to 2 worlds, and it's gonna rip you apart, okay? And in Revelation, it says, that Jesus says to the church, he says, I know your deeds, that you're neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were one or the other, but because you're lukewarm, I'm gonna spit you out of my mouth. And a lot of us have heard that, and it's very convicting, because we're like, I could be better. And every one of us could be, okay? But what I'm saying to you is this. Stop holding on to the world. It has nothing to offer you. It is a lie. Follow Jesus. Follow Jesus with your whole heart, and then understand that, like, all the things you were worried about, that is in the past now. Focus now on landing this thing right, because he's coming back, and what you do matters. I love you guys.